Hi and welcome back, my name is Emelie. In this video we're going to take a closer look at some of the new fun products that will be released tomorrow when Trinity has their large April release. And as you can see on screen here, there is a lot of layering dies, and it's the clean cut layering circle set A and B, as well as the clean cut layering set A and B and the rectangular format, as well as some hot foiling plates in rectangles and circles. So this is amazing stuff, and I'm using my Glimmer hot foiling machine here. You can see the light is flashing and we're soon ready to do some foiling. I used the foil that is called matte gold from Spellbinders, and you can see I got some overfoiling here. This was my first try with the set, and I will try it once more with a double frame. And you can see here I have a piece of scrap paper that I'm just having in my machine. You can see it's all dirty, but everything turns out nicely when it's done. You can see I have some overfoiling as well this time. But I'm getting better and better, and I used the circle ones as well. But when I had my machine nice and hot, I decided to also hot foil the new floral corners. This is a smaller cut and foil set from Trinity that also will be released tomorrow. You can see how beautiful they are in gold. And then I picked out a couple of Copic markers. One thing I found, this is one of my favorite color combination, this corally peach red tone flower, as well as that turquoise blue-green color. But when I have it on this type of smooth cardstock, it doesn't like show up how gorgeous it is. So I decided to go in with some darker markers as well, just to bring that dimension to the project. So you can see here is the circles. I actually foiled 3 of them. And then I will go ahead and cut them out, and for that I'm using both the set A and B. I did the same thing here when I am cutting out the rectangles, and you can see here this time I'm also using the inside part so I get a frame, really like that. So the double frame and 3 of the circles. And for my background I'm using another fabulous stamp that will be released tomorrow. It's called Reverse Flower Pattern. I just love this stamp set. I know the design team love this stamp. It's a really large background. I believe it's 6 by 6, and it perfectly fits inside of your MISTI. And I will use ink from Concord and Ninth, and it's a beautiful teal green color. It has been out for a while. I really like it. You can see it's called Sea Glass. And I also have the same type of color for the solid cardstock. So you can see here how they come, like, really brings this card together. I'm using some adhesive to the back just to hold my cardstock in place. And then I'm using some mussels here just to get a good impression. And I actually did this twice. You can see how it looks. And then I also went ahead and cut out the mom from the Simply Sentimental Mom stamp set and coordinating dies. That's a new one. I really love that. I love my sentimentals, and now we have a new fabulous one. And here is that cardstock that I talked about. And I will use my stacked pieces here to figure out how much I want to cut down my panel. And I love to conserve my paper, so I also cut another frame, so I will have a perfectly around my stamped panel here. And then I can go ahead and use some adhesive, and then use some foam adhesive to the back, and then layer everything together. So you can see how this comes together. I just love it. And this is the second one. I did the same thing, and I think it looks beautiful. You can see how they are. And my circles here, I use some dimension for my floral corners as well. You can see I'm just fiddling around here with all of the adhesive, and then I will make sure that I'm covering any like spots that didn't foil perfectly. And I just try to use up all of my pieces, even though this was the first time I used the circles here. I love the result that they created, but I wasn't like perfect with my foiling, and that is something you have to play around with all of your hot foiling plates before you like know exactly how you should fit them in your machine. So I like to use up those scraps as well, the ones that you played around with. I don't like wasting my cardstock or my foils, so I'm making sure that I can use every bit of it. And in the process I have also learned a lot. And you can see the frame here, it's also really beautiful with the double frames here, or double lines. And then I will have a mom sentiment in the middle as well. And this one I used some vellum, and yeah, that vellum is really something. And yeah, it's beautiful. So here we have our mom sentiment, and I will use this is Trinity's strips, but I like to use some liquid as well, just to give it some wiggle time. You don't have to do this step, but I like to do it. And you can see how it turned out. I really like it. That mom sentiment is fabulous, and I cut it out of some mirror cardstock, so that makes it even more beautiful. So here we have it. And for embellishments, you can see mine are pretty messed up here, but I sprinkled them across my panel, those little dots with glitter inside. I just think that finished off our project well today. So step back, or come back tomorrow to see the full reveal of the release. And I hope you enjoy this video, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day, and bye!